Hi everyone, Craig Campbell from Pastor Craig's Vintage Cards, and today we're looking at this 1961 Topps card of Steve Bilko with the Los Angeles Angels, and he was a first baseman. And I don't mind the 1961 cards, but I really don't care for the ones without a hat. And unfortunately, I do have the Steve Bilko card, and it's the second to last card. And you can see it's got the qualities of many of the 1961 cards when it comes to centering. But yeah, Steve Bilko, interesting guy here. His rookie card was a 1951 Bowman, and he had cards issued all through the 50s up until 1955. He had a 52 Topps, and he was in a couple of the other Bowman sets and Top sets as well. And Steve played for the Cardinals from 1949 to 1954, and he was with the Cubs, I believe, also in 54. 1953 was his best season. I think he hit about 20 home runs. But Steve Bilko is one of those guys that, man, there's a lot of them that have come through in baseball. Tremendous minor league players. And just could never, ever get it going in the major leagues. And Steve is really one of the shining examples of that. And he played in the big leagues from 49 to 54, so he had about 5 years in the big leagues. And he got sent to the Pacific Coast League, AAA. And he was there from 1955, 56, and 57. But here's the thing about it. Steve was the PCL MVP in 55, 56, and 57. He was also the home run leader for the PCL those 3 years. And in 1956, he won the Triple Crown in the PCL. He had a 360 average, hit 55 home runs, 164 RBI. I believe he led the PCL also like in hits and in runs scored. So he had a phenomenal year in 1956. And he came back into the big leagues in 1958 with the Reds and the Dodgers, the Tigers, and the Angels in 61 and 62. But Steve just could never replicate those years in the PCL in 55, 6, and 7, where he just, phenomenal years. And he just couldn't do it in the big leagues. He ended his career after the 1962 season, and he had a 249 average for the major leagues. He had 76 home runs with a 276 RBI. He was the Cardinals' regular first baseman for a number of years, 50, 51, and enjoyed a little bit of success, but nothing like he had in the PCL. And boy, baseball is littered with guys like that. Even to this day, guys that just absolutely dominate the minor leagues, but they are just not able to translate that into the big leagues. And Steve Bilko, one of those guys. And for set builders, really in the 50s, Steve is a pretty common name that comes across. Like I said, he had cards from 51 to 55, and then I believe 58, 59 Topps. And then the 61, and his last card was a 62 Topps. And that's the story of Steve Bilko. And a lot of guys are like that. Just absolutely tore up minor league hitting, but just never translate it to the big leagues. To be, to really have that type of, even close to that type of dominance. But that's the story on Steve Bilko. And I wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope you've enjoyed this. I sure do enjoy digging and looking up information on players in these different sets. And if you like it, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up. Until next time, guys, enjoy the hobby, keep on collecting, and we will talk soon.